Hello and welcome back to another episode of Math with Stone. Today we're going to be handling some complex rational expressions. So let's get into it. I like to think of these problems like this as just two different problems, and then it makes it a lot easier. So you got the regular addition problem on the bottom of the fraction. See, look at that. If I cover it up with my pen, that looks like an easy problem. So we're going to do that first. And then we're going to worry about the fact that there's a 5 there. So we're going to add these two fractions together. Let's see if I can cover it up. There we go. In order to add these two fractions, I would first have to multiply this guy by x over x because that would make the bottom 2x. And in order to add fractions together, the bottom of the fractions have to be the same. So here, this would become 25 over 2x plus 1x over 2x. And now that the bottoms of the fraction are the same, that would become 25 plus x, we don't need to write 1x, over 2x. After you get done with the adding or subtracting of the bottom of the fraction or the top of the fraction, then deal with the fact that that was all with a 5 on the top. Okay? So from here, this is really 5 over 1. It might help to think of it that way. Because now we have 5 over 1 divided by this stuff. If you have 5 over 1 divided by essentially the 25 plus x over 2x, you can flip and multiply. So that's going to really become 5 over 1 times 2x over 25 plus x. So you just flip what we're dividing by and multiply. And that would become 10x over 25 plus x. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the answer. That's all you got to do. Okay, so this next one is going to upgrade it a little bit. But again, we're going to just piece it out and get each part done individually and then end up with one division problem at the end. Okay, so I'm not going to lie. This next one looks harder. Looks a lot harder, but it's no different. We're going to deal with each part as they happen. So, top part of the fraction, I would need to multiply by x squared over x squared to get the bottoms the same there, and I would need to multiply by 3x minus 5 and 3x minus 5. Sorry for moving the paper there. So that would get this part. Again, I'm only doing the top part of the fraction right now. So that would equal, going to make a big fraction bar. We got 3x minus 5 times 3x minus 5, which ends up being 9x squared minus 15x minus 15x plus 25 plus x to the third and this would be an x squared and a 3x minus 5. And this would be an x squared and a 3x minus 5. And again, we haven't done a single thing to the bottom of the fraction, so I'm leaving that blank. Just doing the top right now. From here, the bottoms are the same, so we can add the top of the fraction together, which doesn't really involve much adding because we have an x to the third, which is weird but true. X to the third plus 9x squared minus 30x, because negative 15 and negative 15 make negative 30, plus 25 over x squared and 3x minus 5. Okay? So from here, the top of the fraction is done. Now I'm going to subtract the bottom of the fraction. So this is just 3 problems put into 1. It's not any harder. It's just 3 problems put into 1. For starters, I do not like this negative here. I really prefer to change that to a plus and then make both of those negative or change the sign of both of them. Now this is going to be very similar because over here we were missing the 3x minus 5 to make the bottom the same. And over here we were missing the x squared. Okay, so that would make this 2x squared from the 2 times the x squared plus, we would have to FOIL this out. I'm going to do negative 3x plus 5 times a 3x minus 5 over here. So I have enough room. Negative 9x squared plus 15x plus 15x minus 25. So a lot of similarities would make what we have. Negative 9x squared plus 30x. I guess I could combine 15 and 15 minus 25. And that is over an x squared and a 3x minus 5. Technically an x squared and a 3x minus 5, and it's technically two different fractions. But the top of the fractions can now be added together because the bottom of these two fractions are the same. And if we do that, we have 9 and negative 9 and positive 2 makes negative 7x squared plus 30x minus 25 over x squared 3x minus 5. So we got this part, which is a fraction divided by a fraction, which means we have to flip and multiply. If we flip and multiply this, then we might end up with something that does something. So let's see what happens here. If I have x to the third plus 9x squared minus 30x, I'm rewriting a lot of things, plus 25 over x squared and 3x minus 5. I'm flipping and multiplying by this because that's what I'm dividing by. So I'm going to flip. It's going to be x squared, 3x minus 5 on the top of the fraction now, the negative 7x squared, the positive 30x, and the minus 25. Here, x squareds cancel. Woohoo! And 3x minus 5s cancel. Yippee! So we're left probably with a final answer of x to the third plus 9x squared minus 30x plus 25 all over negative 7x squared plus 30x minus 25. Now we should see if either one of these things factor, and they might, but I really don't think they do. No, I really don't think either one of them factors, so this is as far as we could go. So you should always check because you never know. Maybe the top could factor the bottom, but I'm pretty sure neither one of those factor, which means I'm pretty sure this problem is done. And I will see y'all in the next one. Stay positive, my friends. Bye.